Yo, what's going on, guys? So I want to talk about making more offers. So you'd be surprised. Here's the thing: I get on sales calls all the time, and one big mistake that I make on sales calls is I don't make the offer. Right? People are waiting for you to make the offer. They're waiting for you to make that offer. So please don't be afraid to make that offer. I remember I had a sales call with someone, right? And we're just talking, chopping it up, and I was so afraid to say, "Hey, this is how much it costs, and here's the payment link." I even got to the point where I told them how much it costs, but I was afraid to actually proceed with the offer, right? And here's the thing: if I never said, "Hey, here's the payment link," I would have never gotten that sale, right? And that's the difference between you not getting money through the door is you have to ask for it. When it comes to business, guys, you're asking people to pay you. I'm gonna say that again. When it comes to business, guys, you're asking people to pay you. So how do I get people to pay me? Is by asking, right? So don't be afraid of asking. This is a huge mistake that I made was I was afraid of asking, right? I remember back when I created my YouTube channel, I had a calendar link on my channel. This was my other YouTube channel, not this one. But I remember people on that channel, they'd book a call with me, schedule time, and they would say like, "Man, are you charging? Like, this is why are you doing a free call?" Because I was so afraid of asking people, saying, "Hey guys," or like, "Hey, I'll charge you $500 or whatever for like a consultation." Like, I was giving out free consultation because I was afraid of people thinking that I'm a bad person for charging money, right? When you should be charging for your time. Your time is valuable, you know. People, if you're giving out value and people see that value, they're willing to pay for it, right? People pay for value, right? At the end of the day. So if what you're offering equates to a value, something of value, they're going to be willing to pay for whatever you're selling, right? But the issue is when you're afraid to make that offer, which I was for quite a bit of time. I really struggled in business. I was really making huge mistakes. So needless to say, once I got over that fear, now I'm like making offers night and day. Even right now, like I said, currently have a network engineering offer, but I'm currently seeing like, hey, people who aren't a right fit for this offer, I should offer another maybe another low ticket offer for those students who are not qualified for my high ticket program, right? And I'm like, wait, I should have been doing that since the get go, right? Because all money is good money, guys, and I think Rick Ross said that where even if someone is not the right fit for your current offer, sell them on something else that may be affordable for them or may make more sense for them. Doing that is huge, right? Because at the end of the day, guys, you got to get it. You got to get to the bag. And if you see something where you can help people, but what you're currently selling isn't working or won't work for them, but you can sell them on something else, you might as well do that. Trust me, you might as well do that because it's going to increase cash flow for your business. It's going to help your business grow. It'll give you guys a buying customer, which is huge, right? So that's all I'm trying to say. Like, don't be afraid to make that offer. I used to be afraid. I don't know why. And I'm gonna make a whole video on being ruthless in business. I'm realizing that to really be successful in business, you have to be ruthless and not be afraid. Because being afraid and afraid of taking action, afraid of asking the hard questions, afraid of asking for money. You know, when people owe you money, being afraid. I used to be afraid of asking people for money, right? When they owe me money, right? Because it just felt bad. I'm like, oh man, I don't want to ask him. He's gonna think I'm a greedy bastard or something like that. But guys, that's the only way a business can function is by making the offer, literally. So don't be afraid. Like I said, it's something that you should not be afraid of because it is going to change your life once you make that offer. I think Myron Golden said this as well. Like he was just saying like just make more offers. Literally just make more offers. And when I say make more offers, what do I mean by that? Because I'm big on like what does that mean, right? Because I think Alex Ramosi is big on that too. Because people say things like work hard, but what does that actually mean? But making offers is, hey, I'm gonna make it the simplest term right now. Asking someone, hey, my product costs $2,000. My product costs $2,000. Will this work for you? Sure. Okay, here's the payment link. Go ahead and sign. Let me know when you signed up. Simple. It's that simple question. hey, for what I'm selling, whatever your offer is, hey, for this program that I have right now, based off everything you told me, I think you're a great fit. The total cost of this program is going to be $2,000. Then you shut up. You make that offer. They say, they have their objections. They saying, oh, it's too much, or oh, like I'll start this later, I'll do this later, or whatever. At least you made that offer. At least you made it to that step, because you never know. Like, I've had calls where I'm like, I don't know if this person would even be interested, right? And I just made the offer, and they're like, okay, cool. Where's the payment link? And I send the link, and they pay. I'm like, okay, awesome. Like, was that easy? Um, but yeah, it comes from making that offer, guys. Like, if you don't make that offer, you're gonna be so behind. You're gonna be making huge mistakes, like those huge mistakes that I make. My lens kind of messed up or what? Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe it's these glasses. By the way, guys, how you guys messing with the channel? I know you guys. This is pretty new channel. I'm just trying to make realistic videos about my journey in business, and all that stuff. But yeah, like I said, making that offer is huge. That's a big part of every business. Is the more offers you make, the more likely someone's gonna pay, right? And the whole point of business is to really, you have to sell something that's way more valuable. I'm gonna say this again. You have to sell something that's way more valuable than what they're paying for. So let's say they're paying $2,000. The value you have to be bringing is like $10,000 for the value. For example, my program, I'm helping people land a 90K per year job, 100K per year job. If I'm helping you do that, like, they're willing to pay a high ticket for it because it's extremely valuable. People want to, like, they're 10xing their money, right, at the end of the day, of what they invested. So I think it's something that you should definitely consider doing, is having something worth even more, right? And like I said, it has to help people in a way where it makes sense for them. But that's kind of what I wanted to bring up with you guys, is don't be afraid. I used to be afraid. Like, I just got off a sales call right now with someone who was he was kind of already in tech, and I was like, if you're already in tech, you're already making good money, I don't think you're a good offer for my program. But I wanted to kind of sell him on building a personal brand for yourself, and using that to market yourself to sell whatever you need to sell. And I think he may be interested in that particular offer based off how we talk. But I told him, like, hey, that's something that you can work on. So we scheduled another call. I scheduled another call with him for Thursday, to see if he's interested in that offer. I haven't offered it before, but I'm going to offer it to him then and just see how it goes. If he says yes, great. If he says no, great. I don't care, but at least I made that offer, right? And that's a huge thing, right? So it's kind of like what is that quote? But people say, like, you never know how many shots you make. Like, you only make the shots you take, right? Like, if you don't take any shots, you're not gonna make any money. If you don't make any sales, if you don't make any offers, you're not gonna make any money, right? You have to ask people for money in business, guys. You have to ask people, whether it's your funnel, whether it's your website, whether it's an in-person call. Someone has to physically give you the money, whether it's a credit card swipe, whether it's Apple Pay, whatever payment method you're doing. They're paying you for something that you are asking, like, you're asking them to pay for. So just remember that in business, guys. That's kind of all we're really doing in business. So I'm about to go and grab a bagel. I've been going on bagel runs. Shout out to Serge Guattari. He put me on the morning bagel runs. But I believe in just going outside, because I work from home, and sometimes you just don't want to be at home all day. You just want to go for a quick drive. And I like making these types of videos for you guys because, like I said, I'm just trying to show you the way, guys, because business is stupidly easy if you know what you're doing. And the confidence comes from success as well. So I'm trying to share that confidence that I have now from the recent success I've had in my business with you guys, because it's brutal out there, guys. It's honestly brutal. I understand the world of hurt you guys are going through if you guys are struggling, but if you guys just have to find the right product, the right offer, the right market, and just run with it, guys. So thank you guys so much for listening to this video. It really means a lot. I'm going to be making more content. I want to try to post every single day for this whole year. So we'll see how that goes. But thank you guys. Peace.